Welcome to Enjoy English. I'm Alice.
Hello, I am Bernice.
And today in our health unit, we're talking about are you a mosquito magnet? Some people smell good to mosquitoes, and I think I must be one of them. What about you, Bernice?
Really? No.
Yeah.
I think because I keep clean every time. So I don't think mosquitoes like me very much.
Oh, maybe I just I smell like, I don't know, what do mosquitoes like? Do they like sweat? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because I think I sweat a lot in the summer, so I don't know. But that's our unit today. We're talking about mosquito magnets, that being attracted to something. Magnets attract each other. You can say I'm a mosquito magnet or a chick magnet. Lots of magnets.
Yeah, so if you are some kind of magnet, which means, for example, mosquito magnet, which means you get bitten more than other people.
So let's find out more after the break.
All right,
back to our first paragraph. So we start with, most people consider mosquitoes to be pests because they disturb our sleep with their buzzing sounds. So if your sleep is disturbed, that means you were sleeping peacefully, but then something or someone woke you up. You were disturbed.
So when we use consider something to be another thing, we can also use view, V-I-E-W, or we can use regard, R-E-G-A-R-D. But when we use view or regard, we have to use as. For example, this sentence we can say, most people view or regard mosquitoes as pests. And pests, not pets, okay? Totally different.
Yes.
Yeah, because they disturb, which means interrupt. I-N-T-E-R-R-U-P-T. So these mosquitoes interrupt us when we are sleeping.
And especially when it says buzzing sounds, it's because when you hear them, it's like zzz, that kind of sound.
Oh, terrible.
I hate it.
Okay.
All right. So these tiny insects can also be dangerous because they easily carry and spread diseases. So not only do they bite you, and that's annoying, but they spread diseases. So, for instance, malaria is a common disease that mosquitoes carry, and it can be very dangerous to humans.
So mosquitoes, they are very dangerous transmitters. Transmitters, which means they cause, they carry, and spread diseases such as malaria or yellow fever.
So we definitely don't want to get those. Next, we have, although people generally dislike mosquitoes, it appears that some people get bitten more often than others. So again, we were saying, like, I felt like I get bit a lot, but Bernice feels like she doesn't get bit quite as much. So there's different reasons for that we'll find out soon.
Yeah, later we will know what kind of people you won't get bitten, so more than others. So when we say generally dislike, of course, no one like mosquitoes. And it appears that we can use another word that is seems, S-E-E-M-S. So we can say it seems that some people get bitten, or we can use another word, stun, S-T-U-N-G. Okay, these people get stung more often, more than other people.
Scientists have conducted many studies to find out why mosquitoes are attracted to certain people, and the results are interesting. So again, we talked about magnets earlier. So magnets attract, like magnets that are opposite, the positive magnet and the negative magnet, those attract each other. And you can say mosquitoes are attracted to people, as in they want to go to them. They want to go bite you. So that's being attracted to something or someone.
We'll use conduct. Conduct right here, we can also use another word that is do. So we can say scientists have done many studies to figure out why mosquitoes are attracted to certain people, which means these people really look delicious. Mosquitoes really like them. Okay, so these scientists, they want to figure out why mosquitoes like them so much.
And the results that they're talking about mean the results of the studies. So the findings that they got from these studies. So let's take a little pause and then talk about paragraph 2.
All right.
All right. right, on to paragraph 2. So we're starting with the primary factor that draws mosquitoes towards humans is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is CO2 for those of you who like chemistry. It's what we breathe out. We breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide.
Primary, we can also use another word, main. M-A-I-N. So we can say the primary factor, or we can say the main factor that draws, which means attracts mosquitoes towards humans, which means these mosquitoes really like to bite these humans. The first reason is because of carbon dioxide.
Everyone produces carbon dioxide when they breathe, but larger people might produce more of it. So if you have bigger lungs, right, you can maybe take in more air and also breathe out more air. When you breathe, like everyone does it every day, right? Breathe in, breathe out. So they say that because mosquitoes like carbon dioxide, larger people who produce more of it, maybe they're more attractive to mosquitoes.
Yeah, maybe depends on the human body size.
And this means mosquitoes might prefer to bite the biggest person in a group, right? So again, if you have the biggest lungs, you can breathe in the most, but also breathe out the most. And the mosquitoes are like, yay, so much carbon dioxide.
All right. So this subject refers to everyone produces carbon dioxide when they breathe, but larger people might produce more of it. Okay, so this means the sentence before the sentence. So when these people, they produce more carbon dioxide than other people's, then mosquitoes might prefer to really like to bite these people in a group.
Lactic acid is another favorite of mosquitoes. So lactic acid is another thing that our body produces, and we'll talk about it in the next, later on in the text, but it's another favorite. That means they really like it. Like cake is my favorite, or chicken is my favorite. You really like it.
So this is the second results. Okay, the second results is talking about chemical attraction to these mosquitoes. Okay, so this is another favorite chemical attraction of mosquitoes.
People produce lactic acid when they sweat. So that explains in the summer when I sweat a lot, mosquitoes love to come to me because maybe I don't know if I have big lungs, maybe, but I definitely sweat a lot and produce lactic acid.
Yeah, take me, for example, I like do sports very often. So usually when I finish my sports, I go showering immediately.
Oh, because of mosquitoes?
Yeah, right.
So in order to prevent mosquito bites, wash off any sweat with soap and water and dry off thoroughly before going outside. So that's what Bernice said, right? You want to wash off any sweat, whether it's from exercising or from the summer, with soap and water and dry off thoroughly. That means dry off completely before going outside.
So when we say in order to prevent mosquito bites, which means you don't want mosquito bites, you want to get rid of these when you sweat, you produce some lactic acid. So you want to get rid of this acid. So what should you do? First thing, you have to take shower. You have to wash off. Okay, you don't want any sweat on you with soap and water. And then you have to dry off yourself thoroughly, which means completely. COMPLETELY, before you go outside.
So I think I'll have to do that when I get home today so I don't get bit again. So let's take a break and talk about paragraph 3.
All right.
All right, let's talk about our final paragraph. It is also essential to take a shower every day, especially for your feet. So that's kind of interesting. We knew about your whole body. You should shower to prevent mosquitoes, but especially your feet. That means you should pay extra attention to your feet.
So it is also essential. We can also use necessary, necessary, or we can say it is a must. okay, people, we should take a shower every day. Of course, we take a shower every day, okay? And especially for your feet, not just your body, also your feet.
Studies have shown that mosquitoes like people with more bacteria on their feet. So that makes sense now because if you shower, you can wash the bacteria off your feet. And bacteria is everywhere on your body, but you don't want too much of it.
Yeah. So when we talk about bacteria, there's another word I want to introduce our students. Bacteria is a word, and another word is germs. Germs. Okay, so viruses and the bacteria, they are one of germs.
All
right.
And we don't want too many of those because, again, we don't want more mosquitoes. So also, avoid wearing dark colors when doing outdoor activities as mosquitoes use their eyes to target victims in dark clothing. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently mosquitoes, they look, I guess they use their eyes to see if you wear dark clothes that they might target you or focus on you and maybe go toward you to bite you rather than if you wore light colored clothing.
Okay. So when we use this word avoid, okay, usually we put VING behind. For example, I avoid seeing my math teacher because I hate her a lot. Okay. Just an example. And also, when people, victims, which means the people who are attracted to mosquitoes, these people, if they wear dark clothing, for example, if you wear something in black or dark blue, maybe mosquitoes like you very much. So just like my friends, they always tell me that if you want to go mountain climbing, try to wear something in bright colors. So you can prevent yourself, you can protect yourself from getting bitten by mosquitoes or other kind of bugs.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always thought it was because of they don't want to get too hot, but I guess it's also because of mosquitoes.
Yeah, maybe that's the second reason.
Yeah. If you have ever suspected that you are a mosquito magnet, these are some ways to help you stay unbitten. So unbitten, of course, means the opposite of bitten, right? Not bitten. And that's what we all want to stay, unbitten.
Okay. So when we use this word suspect, usually we put something that is negative behind this word. For example, we all suspect the truth of his story, which means we don't think his story is true. Okay, but another word, also the same meaning, will be doubt. D-O-U-B-T. But doubt, usually we use the word which means we are not sure that something may happen. For example, when we say, oh, I doubt whether she will come. I doubt where she can finish the job. So we don't use negative words behind doubt. But when we use suspect, usually we put something negative. For example, like this sentence, if you have ever suspected that you are a mosquito magnet, because we don't want to be a mosquito magnet, so we can use this word, suspect.
And I want to point out that there's suspect. This is a verb, right? Suspected someone. And you can say a person is a suspect.
Yeah.
So it's a very small difference, but one of them is a noun. You kind of pronounce it a little different. You just say suspect, like a suspect in a crime investigation. And then you could say you suspect someone of doing something. So I know it's really hard, but just keep in mind that there's a verb and a noun. You are a suspect being suspected.
Okay, so right now, finally, we figure out some ways to fight off mosquitoes, can protect ourselves.
So in the summer, especially in Taiwan, we want to try and follow some of these tips to stay unbitten.
Yes.
So mosquitoes, by the way, keep in mind that when you have mosquitoes, when you have plural, you have to add ES at the end. This is just something to note for students that usually if you want to make things plural, you would add just an S. But here, mosquito, you want to add ES at the end. So keep that in mind.
We have another word, tomato. Okay, we also say tomatoes, T-O-M-A-T-O-E-S, not just S.
Right. So that's something to keep in mind when talking about mosquitoes.
So there are some English grammar rules or spelling rules. Okay, we are learning English. So just keep them in mind.
Same with potatoes, right? You want to add ES at the end. These are mistakes that even native English speakers will make. So don't feel bad if you make it, but just try to keep it in mind and remember.
So there's another word that is victim. Victim usually talk about a person who is suffering from something bad. For example, he is the victim of an earthquake. Okay, so we will say victim. So victim usually will be the people who has been affected by a bad situation.
A victim, you can also say that person is a victim of a crime. You can also use it like, I am a victim. Basically, you are suffering, right? It can be a victim of a natural disaster. You can use it as a lot of things. Some people will even joke like, I'm a victim of, my parents or something, right?
Oh my gosh, your parents.
Yeah. But usually it's more serious, right?
It's that child abuse.
Yeah,
so you will say, I'm a victim of my parents.
Yeah. So usually it's for more serious things, but some people do use it like that. So yeah, that's a good word actually to know as well, because these are all kind of crime related, right? A victim and a suspect, right?
Yes.
So these are things that you'll hear when you hear about police reports or when you hear the news about crimes. So these are good things to know. The victim, suspect, or you're suspected of something. These are good words to know, even though we're talking about mosquitoes.
Yeah. So all in all, remember to wash yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. To clean yourself every day, not just your body, especially your feet.
Yeah, especially, which is funny because usually we wear shoes and socks. So I didn't even realize mosquitoes could go into your shoes or socks.
Maybe human odor, ODOR, human odor will be something that attract these mosquitoes. So even though we are wearing long sleeves and pants, so the mosquitoes still can bite us.
So I guess it's just that their noses, they have a very strong sense of smell.
Yeah,
perhaps like dogs, right? They can smell much better than humans can. So yeah, maybe these are all these things we're learning about mosquitoes. All right, let's take a little break and then talk about our vocabulary.
Okay.
All right, on to our vocab. We have our first word, which is magnet. So a magnet, right? We have positive magnets and negative magnets if we're talking about real magnets, like the physical magnet. But also a magnet here is just something that attracts something else. So a mosquito magnet, somebody who attracts mosquitoes.
So if we describe a man who is a babe magnet, which means this man is really very attractive to women.
Yes, that actually is a very common. People will say a babe magnet or a chick magnet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even though they don't mean baby chickens, they mean women. But yes, they say both of those. All right, next word we have is disturb. So you'll often see at a hotel, you can put a sign on your door that says, do not disturb. That means do not interrupt my sleep, right? I am sleeping or resting. Do not disturb.
Yeah, so we can use disturb, interrupt when a person, he or she is doing something or focus on something. So don't disturb this person or don't bother this person.
Then we have be attracted to. So I am attracted to, people who are funny, right? You can say something that you like, right? I am attracted to warm weather, things like that, things that you find appealing.
So when a person who is attracted to something, which means this person really like something very much.
Breathe. So this word, it's you breathe in and breathe out, right? You're breathing every day. You breathe. Careful that you take a breath, right? That's a little different. That's like the noun, a breath. And then breathe is the verb.
So breathe is what we are doing for every minute, for every moment. So we can say we breathe in air and breathe out carbon dioxide.
Then we have thoroughly, right? So you want to do something very thoroughly. You're not just doing it very casually or half-heartedly. You're doing it very thoroughly.
Yeah, thoroughly. So remember this spelling, not T-H-R-O-U-G-H. Okay, that would be through. That is a preposition. But this word is from adjective into adverb. Thorough into thoroughly, which means completely.
Mm-hmm. Bacteria is our next word. So bacteria, again, we all have bacteria on our body, but we don't want too much, especially the bad bacteria. We want to wash it off our body and especially our feet.
So we just talk about the difference between germs and bacteria. So bacteria and viruses, V-I-R-U-S-E-S, both of them are part of germs.
Now we have victim. We talked about being a victim of a crime, right? The victim was hurt by the criminal, right? So a victim, you want to avoid being a victim if you can.
So we can use a phrase like fall victim to. Fall, F-A-L-L. So we can say many people fall victim to internet scams, S-C-A-M-S.
And finally, we have suspect, right? Again, if you say it's suspect, it's kind of where you put the emphasis on the word. If you say suspect, that means like a person is a suspect. But here we have suspect, the verb. So I suspect that someone took my cookies or something like that. Like you suspect something.
Yeah, so usually we put something negative behind suspect.
And that's all the time we have today. So we will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.